everybody, welcome back. So here I'm just going to show you that I can get on Avalon now without having her head tipped in or having hold of the reins. So this is her 9th ride, and you'll see contact through the reins through most of this video, and that's exactly why right there. When you kind of just give her her head, she just throws her body around, doesn't really pay attention. That's fine. We do have some issues throughout this video regarding the spurs. She does not like them. And I will show you the spurs here in a second, so you can see they're not sharp or anything. So right here she's trotting really nicely. Almost went into the canter there. We have cantered twice in 2 days now. Right here I sat back and asked her to stop. Now she definitely knows what this means. I've done it with her multiple times, and normally I just sit and she stops. So there she kind of braced and ignored me. I'm not even asking her to back up here. I'm just simply holding the reins, and I just want her mouth to close, and I want her head to soften. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not really looking for her to back up, although that was a beautiful backup. It's not what I'm looking for. You can see she's still fighting the bit here. Still fighting, trying to get out of it. There she lowered her head, but she's not soft, and there she softened, so I threw my reins. So you can see here, she's cantering nice, going around really beautiful. I'm not touching her with my spurs. I'm leaving them off of her. She's kind of swishing her tail. That was a little bit of a better stop. That's okay. We'll get there. Now here, all of a sudden, it's really hard to see, but she kind of threw a tiny, tiny little buck right there. It felt way bigger under saddle, I will say that. Now, I'm kind of getting a little strong here, and that's because I want to get after her and let her know even the littlest buck is not okay. So I'm just kind of correcting her and saying, you want to get a little nasty, I'm going to get a little bit harsh with you. But then I'm just going to continue on. So after that, we did a ton of long trotting, just asking her to move and go. And right there, you can kind of hear me talking to her. She cantered, but then she jerked her head down like she was going to go into a back. So I just kept long trotting her. I then got off of her and lunged her, and she went right into the canter. I just did that to make sure like she's not stiff or sore, and she went right into the canter, 5 or 6 laps each way, changing directions perfectly fine. So then I got back on, and we're gonna work through this. Now these next few clips right here is her just kind of slowing down when she wants to, and this one here is the reason I use spurs. So this is from start to finish, this particular clip of me asking her to go into the canter. I'm leaning back with my body but putting my arms forward so she has rein. But if she goes to like throw her head down or something, I can just pick up my hands and I'll have contact to get her head around, because she was acting up this day, which is Sunday. And this is me just using my voice, leaning my body back and putting my hands forward, asking her to go, not using spurs, just using my legs to squeeze. And this is how long it took. Like, it takes a really long time. And then you'll see kind of what she does coming around here. She goes into it, and then she just stops all on her own. When I ask her to go forward, she gets pissy, doesn't want to go forward, so I kind of pull her off her balance and then make her go forward. So these are kind of what we're dealing with now. She'll go for like a step or two after like 2 or 3 minutes of doing this and kicking her and, you know, clucking and all that, and that's why I use the spurs. So for people wondering why I'm using the spurs, that's why, because she doesn't listen. I've tried using a crop, and she gets the same result where she'll go into it and then she just stops, backs up, doesn't want to go forward anymore. And keep in mind, that was one of the shorter clips that I picked for you guys to see if I don't use spurs, how long it takes using my voice and my body. I would say that went on for about 10 to 15 minutes. The clip I showed you guys a second ago of me clicking and asking her to go without using my spurs. So when she finally did a lap there, I kind of just let her stop and rest. And then we click and click and click, and I slowly start to use my spur a little bit more each time and a little bit quicker, because I don't want her to get dull to my voice. Obviously, if she's not responding, she's going to get dull to that cue. So here she's going around nice, kind of breaks, that's fine. She doesn't have that stamina yet. And then she just like stops. She's like, I'm done, you're making me mad. So I'm asking her to go forward. She doesn't go forward, so I back her up a little bit, pull her off a balance, and make her go. You can see she's sweating. This is the first ride I've ever made her really work. But if she's going to stop, refuse to go forward, refuse to kind of listen, throw a little kick out, take her head away, and act like that, then it's going to be a harder ride. If she wants to cooperate and, you know, not act like that, it's going to be a nice, easy ride. I will say she's got a beautiful canter when she finally goes into it, but right now it's just taking quite a lot to get it to it. And I don't blame her, you know, it's her 9th ride, and it's her 2nd time ever cantering with a person. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's a lot of, you know, getting her into it and making her go a lap or two, and then like right there, I just stopped her, and that was the end of the ride. You know, she went, and it was nice and quiet. She stopped when I asked, nice and quiet, and then when I get off here, I don't have to bring her head in. She's not pissy or anything. So that was the end of the ride, and we worked through our problems.